3 weeks ago, when I found that invitation in my mailbox, I knew something was off. It was on heavy, elegant cardstock with gold-embossed lettering, announcing my daughter Kayla's Sweet 16 party at the downtown Hilton, black tie attire requested, the works. Her name was prominently displayed at the top, and at the bottom, in smaller font, it read, "A celebration with loved ones and family." Family. That word made me chuckle bitterly because I hadn't heard from Kayla in 4 years, not since her mother, Rachel, remarried and relocated across the state. Yet the invitation had my current address, meaning someone had gone out of their way to track me down. That night, I sat in my apartment, holding the card, flipping it over and over. A part of me wanted to believe Kayla had personally asked for me to be invited, that she hadn't forgotten me. But I've known Rachel for 15 years, married to her for 8, and I'm familiar with her tactics. I called my friend Marcus that evening and told him about it. He thought I was out of my mind for even thinking about attending, calling it an obvious trap. But here's what no one else got. I'd been waiting for something like this. Not wishing for it exactly, but I knew Rachel would eventually overplay her hand. She's always loved twisting the knife. 4 years of silence, returned birthday cards, blocked calls, and child support checks cashed without a word, and now this invitation arrives. I'm not naive, so I yes through the number provided. 2 days later, I got a confirmation text asking about dietary preferences, the whole deal. That's when I was certain this was a scheme. If Kayla truly wanted me there, Rachel would have done everything to block me. Their red carpet treatment told me all I needed to know. I spent the next 3 weeks preparing. I had my suit dry cleaned, the nice one I bought after my promotion to assistant manager 2 years ago, got a fresh haircut, and detailed my 2019 Honda Civic. It's not flashy, but I keep it spotless. The morning of the party, I looked in the mirror and saw a man who'd changed since Rachel last saw me. Back when I was juggling 2 jobs to pay bills and barely had enough for gas in my old pickup. The divorce crushed me financially. Rachel's parents funded her lawyer, while I couldn't afford one and represented myself. She got primary custody. I was granted every other weekend visitation that dwindled to once a month, then nothing, as Kayla was always busy with cheerleading, dance, or friends' parties. The child support was calculated on income I no longer earned after losing my job during the custody fight, leaving me constantly behind and threatened with legal action. But I rebuilt, got certified in automotive repair, moved from tire changes to diagnostics, then into management. Took night classes at a community college, cleared my debts one by one. All the while, I thought of Kayla, determined to prove I wasn't the failure Rachel likely painted me as. I learned about Rachel's remarriage on Instagram. She married Ethan, a corporate executive with an Ivy League degree and a LinkedIn full of yacht trips and golf outings. Their wedding photos showed Kayla as a flower girl in a dress worth more than my rent. 6 months later, they moved to a fancy neighborhood where homes have names, not just addresses. The drive to the Hilton took 4 hours. I left early to walk around downtown, clear my mind, and remind myself why I was doing this. Every mile, I thought about the envelope in my jacket pocket, one I'd prepared 2 years ago and updated regularly. I always knew I'd need it someday. Rachel has a pattern. She pushes until she crosses a line, then scrambles when consequences hit. The Hilton was what I expected. Marble floors, chandeliers, valet parking I avoided because I don't trust anyone with my keys. I parked in a nearby garage and walked over in my suit, carrying only my wallet and that envelope. It was Saturday evening, the lobby buzzing with people in formal attire heading to various events. I followed signs to the grand ballroom on the 3rd floor. That's where security stopped me. 2 men in suits stood at the entrance, one holding a clipboard. I gave my name and he checked his list, then double-checked, exchanging a glance with his partner. "Could you wait here a moment, sir?" I stood in the hallway as other guests breezed past into the ballroom. Through the glass doors, I saw a lavish setup. Silver and blue decorations, balloon arches, a DJ booth, and at least 150 people inside. Music played, teens danced, and there was a dessert table and photo booth, everything you'd expect from a party costing more than I earn in half a year. Then Rachel appeared, pushing through the doors with Ethan right behind her, his phone already out. She wore a blue dress matching the decor, heels that made her loom over me, though were the same height. Her hair was styled differently, expensively, and her smile screamed triumph. "You actually showed up," she said loudly, drawing stares from passers-by. "Did you really think we'd let you ruin Kayla's big day?" Ethan stepped forward, tall, tanned, wearing a watch worth more than my car. He sized me up like I was dirt. Dude, we sent that invite as a prank. Wanted to see if you'd actually drag yourself here. And look at you, 4 hours in that junker car for a party you weren't welcome at. The security guards edged closer, ready to intervene. Guests in the hallway paused, watching. Inside, people near the doors noticed the commotion. Then Kayla appeared, slipping between Rachel and Ethan, phone in hand, recording me. I barely recognized her at 16 in a stunning white dress, hair elaborately styled. Dad, really? Her voice dripped with teenage scorn. You drove all this way in that beat-up car for a party you weren't even invited to. This is so embarrassing. Rachel put an arm around Kayla. Everyone in there thinks you passed away, she said smugly. We told them you died in a car crash in 2019. We even had a memorial service. Very touching. Kayla was so strong. Ethan kept filming, smirking. Look at those shoes, man. Thrift store specials. My landscaper dresses better. What do you even do? Still changing tires at some shop. Kayla was scrolling her phone, likely posting the video. Mom's right, you're a disgrace. My friends' dads are lawyers and executives, and you're a mechanic. I told everyone my real dad was dead because it's less humiliating than admitting you're alive. One guard touched my arm. Sir, we need you to leave. I hadn't said a word, just let them have their moment, let them revel in it. Rachel was practically glowing with delight. Ethan was typing, probably sharing this with his buddies. Kayla had returned to the ballroom, likely showing her friends the video. Then Rachel pulled out her purse, took out a $10 bill and tossed it at my feet. For gas, she sneered. Now leave before we call the police for harassment. The hotel manager, a woman in a sharp blazer, appeared, trying to keep things calm for other guests. Sir, please come with me. I looked at Rachel, saw that familiar look from our marriage, smug, certain she was untouchable. I smiled, reached into my pocket, and pulled out a sealed, brown legal envelope. Give this to Kayla with her gifts, I said, holding it out. Rachel's smile wavered. What's that? A present, I said, for my daughter. Ethan stepped forward, but I pulled the envelope back. Not for you. For Kayla when she opens her gifts. I walked to the lobby's concierge desk, the manager trailing me. I explained I had a gift for the Sweet 16 in the ballroom but couldn't stay, asking them to ensure Kayla got it. The concierge noted it and promised delivery. The manager escorted me to the garage, apologizing for the situation and reciting a corporate line about guest comfort. I thanked her for her professionalism and went to my car. It was 7:45 p.m. when I started the 4-hour drive home. I stopped at a diner halfway, got a sandwich and soda, took my time. Got back to my apartment around midnight, showered, hung my suit up, made a snack, and turned on the TV. That's when my phone exploded. First a call from Rachel's number, which I ignored, then another, then 5 more. Texts poured in, notifications pinging relentlessly. I muted the phone and ate my snack. The screen kept flashing with Rachel's name, 73 missed calls before I stopped counting. Voicemails stacked up. The first was Rachel, sobbing, pleading for me to call back. What did you do? Please, we need to talk. You can't just... I deleted it, turned off my phone, and sat in the quiet. For the first time in 4 years, I felt a sense of calm. Whatever chaos was unfolding at that party was exactly what I'd planned for. They wanted to humiliate me in front of 150 people. Tell my daughter I was dead. They should have left me alone. Update 1, things have spiraled, and I need to share what's happened. Some of you asked about the envelope's contents. I'll get there, I promise. Sunday morning, I turned my phone back on, and it nearly crashed from notifications. 132 missed calls, 76 texts, and 19 voicemails, mostly from Rachel, with a few from unfamiliar numbers, likely Ethan or Kayla using other phones. I made coffee first. Some of you said I should have responded immediately, but no. 4 years of being erased, returned cards, blocked numbers, child support cashed without a word, they could wait. Rachel's voicemails were a roller coaster. Crying, then furious, then crying again. She insisted I call her, saying I'd ruined everything, that I had no idea the damage I'd caused. Later ones got specific. She screamed about how I'd wrecked Kayla's party, how guests were gossiping, how Kayla locked herself in the bathroom for hours. Ethan left messages too, calm but firm, saying we needed a man-to-man talk to resolve this maturely. Around noon, I texted Rachel, we can talk but not over the phone. Name a place. She called instantly, I let it ring. She called 7 more times. I texted again, in person or nothing. She sent an address, a chain restaurant near my apartment. For 2 p.m. I said 3. She agreed but begged me not to make a scene. I didn't reply. I arrived early, took a booth in the back. The place was busy with Sunday brunch, families, couples, typical crowd. Rachel arrived at 3 sharp, looking disheveled. No makeup, hair in a messy bun, wearing sweats instead of her usual polished outfits. She sat across from me, staring. "You look different," she said, like she was just noticing the last 4 years. "New haircut, slimmer." I ordered water. She got coffee. We ignored the menus. "What was in that envelope?" she demanded. "Papers," I said. "Information Kayla deserved to know." Her hands shook around her cup. "You had no right. She's 16, a kid. Whatever you're trying to do." "You told her I was dead," I cut in. "You told 150 people I died in a crash, held a fake funeral." Her jaw clenched. "That was to protect her. You don't get it. She kept asking why you weren't around, why you never called." "It was simpler too." "Simpler for who?" I said. "Her or you?" The restaurant noise drowned us out, thankfully, as her voice rose. "Do you know what you've done?" Kayla opened that envelope in front of everyone, her friends, Ethan's family, my parents. She thought it'd be money or a gift card. Instead, it was. She trailed off, hands covering her face. "What was it?" I asked, though I knew. "Bank records," she said. 4 years of child support payments, everyone with dates and case numbers. A letter from you saying you never missed a payment, that I blocked your visits, that you sent gifts that were returned, that you showed up to her cheer practices and I had security remove you. I waited. Her eyes were red. "And the custody agreement showing you had visitation rights. Emails I sent your attorney claiming Kayla didn't want to see you. A note from her middle school counselor saying she was in therapy because she thought her dad didn't love her." There was more in that envelope, but I wanted to hear what she'd admit. She was unraveling, words tumbling out. "Ethan's mom asked why I said you were dead if you were paying support. She saw the custody papers and asked how I could justify blocking you. Ethan's sister, a lawyer, said it looks like I violated a court order for years. My own mom asked why I lied. Kayla kept asking why I said you didn't want her when you were trying." "How did Kayla react?" I asked. Rachel's face collapsed. "She won't speak to me. She's been in her room since we got home, won't eat, won't come out, won't answer. Ethan's tried talking through the door, but she yells at him to leave. She posted on Instagram at 2 a.m. saying her life's a lie. Her friends are all asking what's wrong." "And Ethan?" I asked. "He's upset," she said. "His parents pulled him aside at the party, talked about integrity and trust, asked if I'd lied about other things like our divorce. He's been distant since last night, saying he needs time to think." The waitress returned. I ordered a sandwich. Rachel said she wasn't eating. After the waitress left, she leaned in. "You have to fix this. Tell Kayla that envelope was a mistake, that you were angry and exaggerated. Say I was protecting her." "No," I said. "You don't get it," she pleaded. "Ethan's family is wealthy. They care about appearances, charity boards, public image. If they think I'm a liar who manipulated a custody agreement, who alienated a child from her father." "That's exactly what you did," I said. She stared. "You've changed. You used to be so easy to control." "What happened?" "I got tired of being erased," I said. 4 years gave me time to plan what I'd say if I got the chance." My sandwich arrived. I started eating. Rachel watched, stunned. "There was more in that envelope, wasn't there?" she said. "A separate sealed letter for Kayla to read alone. She wouldn't say what it said, but she cried nonstop after reading it." "What did you tell her?" "That's between me and my daughter," I said. Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it, paled. "Ethan's calling. I need to—" "Answer it," I said. She stepped outside, pacing, gesturing wildly while talking. After 5 minutes, she returned. "Ethan wants to meet you tomorrow. He says he needs your perspective. 11 a.m. at his office downtown. I'll send the address." "Will you be there?" I asked. "He said just you two." She looked desperate. "Please don't make this worse. Ethan's talking about counseling, trust exercises. His mom keeps calling about our relationship foundation. Kayla won't talk to me. My parents are barely speaking to me." I stood, left cash for my sandwich, and looked at her, trying to recall why I married her 12 years ago. That person was gone. "You told Kayla I was dead," I said. "You humiliated me at her party, erased me for 4 years, and you want me not to make it worse." I walked out, drove home, ignoring my buzzing phone. I had work Monday and needed to be ready for Ethan. That sealed letter to Kayla, that's what's got Rachel terrified. Beyond the legal documents, I wrote her a personal note, like I was speaking directly to her. I reminded her of bedtime stories about fairies, how she'd fall asleep clutching my thumb, how her first word was daddy. I told her I sat in parking lots at her cheer practices because Rachel banned me from getting closer. I mentioned the birthday cards returned unopened. I said I never stopped loving her, never stopped trying. And I told her something Rachel doesn't know I know. When Kayla was 13, she used a friend's phone to call my old number, crying to her friend when it was disconnected, saying she just wanted to hear her dad's voice. I know because that friend's mom is my coworker's sister who told me. Kayla's been searching for me and Rachel made sure she couldn't find me. So yeah, Ethan wants to meet. I'm curious what he'll say. Kayla's still not talking to Rachel. This is far from over. Update 2, this is getting intense, and I need to document everything before it blurs. Props to the commenter who said Ethan cares more about his image than anything else. You were spot on. Monday morning, I went to work as usual, managing the service department at a car repair shop, splitting my time between customers and keeping the techs in line. Marcus asked about my weekend. I gave him the short version. He shook his head, saying I was either a genius or unhinged, maybe both. Ethan's office was in a sleek downtown high-rise, all glass and chrome. The lobby had modern art and furniture that looked pricey but impractical. I arrived at 10:50, got a visitor badge, and took the elevator to the 15th floor. His assistant greeted me, offered drinks which I passed on, and led me to Ethan's office, knocking once before leaving. Ethan's office screamed wealth. City view windows, oak desk, framed degrees, and awards. Photos included one of him and Rachel at their wedding, one with Kayla at a dance, one with an older couple, likely his parents. He stood, shook my hand, and pointed to a chair. He wore a suit worth my monthly salary and moved like he owned every space he entered. "Thanks for coming," he said. "This is messy, but I think we can find a solution that works for everyone." I sat waiting. He leaned back, hands clasped. "I've spent the last 36 hours doing damage control. My parents are worried. Rachel's parents are asking questions. Kayla's a mess. I need to know your goal here." "My goal," I said, "was for Kayla to know the truth." He nodded like he'd anticipated that. "Truth? Fine, let's discuss truth. You were married to Rachel for 8 years, got divorced, had custody set, paid child support, which is commendable, but it's the legal minimum." I didn't interrupt, letting him continue. "Rachel made decisions about your role in Kayla's life," he said. "Were they ideal? No, but she was shielding Kayla from inconsistency, a dad who was barely around, struggling financially." "I wasn't barely around," I said. "I was blocked, big difference." He raised a hand. "I'm not here to argue history, I'm here for the future. Kayla's 16. In 2 years, she'll be 18 and can decide for herself. Until then, we need to contain the fallout." "Contain the fallout?" I echoed. He leaned forward. "My family has a reputation. My mom's on charity boards. My dad's name is on a hospital wing. When questions arise about someone I've brought into the family, it's a problem." "So this is about your image," I said. "It's about stability," he countered. "Kayla needs stability. Rachel needs it. Right now, everything's chaos because you aired your issues at a kid's party." "My issues," I said, "include being declared dead, erased from my daughter's life, and humiliated as a joke." He nodded. "I agree. Rachel's story about your death was too far, and I've told her so, but what's done is done. What's next?" "What do you think should happen?" I asked. He pulled a folder from his desk. "My lawyer suggests amending the custody agreement. Scheduled, supervised visits with Kayla, transitioning to unsupervised over time. In return, you agree not to discuss your estrangement publicly. No social media, no mutual contacts, no statements." "An NDA," I said. "A way to protect my family and give you a path to Kayla," he said. "Isn't that what you want?" "At what cost?" I asked. He named a monthly sum higher than my current child support. "You're bribing me to stay quiet," I said. "I'm offering resources to make your time with Kayla meaningful," he replied. "Take her to nice dinners, help with college costs, be a real presence." I stood. He looked surprised. "I don't want your money," I said. "I want Kayla to know who I am and what happened." His face hardened. "You're making a mistake. You have leverage now because Kayla's emotional and Rachel's panicking, but that'll fade. Kayla will see her life's better with us than with a mechanic in a tiny apartment. Rachel will spin this and my family will close ranks. You'll be back where you started." "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe Kayla keeps asking questions you can't answer." He stood. "We're done. My assistant will see you out." In the parking garage, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Dad, please." It was Kayla. I saved her number and replied, "I'm here when you want to talk." She responded instantly. "Can you come get me?" "Where are you?" "Home. Mom's at work. Ethan's at his office. I don't want to be here." I sat in my car, weighing the risks. Kayla's a minor and Rachel has custody. Taking her without permission could backfire legally. I texted, "I need to clear it with your mom first to keep this legal." Her reply, "She won't let me see you. She's scared I'll hate her." Does she have reason to be? I asked. After a pause, I don't know who to believe. She said you abandoned me, didn't pay support, we're dead. How do I trust her now? I called Marcus, asked if his sister-in-law, whose daughter is Kayla's friend, could relay a message. He said he'd try. 20 minutes later, an unfamiliar number called, Leela's mom, Leela being Kayla's friend since middle school. She said Kayla had been texting Leela all weekend, distraught after seeing the envelope's contents. Kayla wanted to see me but feared Rachel's reaction. I asked if Kayla was safe at home. She hesitated, saying physically yes, but emotionally fragile, posting and deleting cryptic Instagram messages. I checked Kayla's public Instagram. Her latest post from an hour ago was a photo of her bedroom window with the caption, "When your life's built on lies, what's real?" Friends commented asking if she was okay, what happened at the party. One comment read, "Your mom lied and everyone knows." My phone rang, Rachel screaming, "Where's Kayla?" Her car's here but she's gone and she's not answering. I stayed calm. I haven't seen her. She texted me wanting to talk. I said we needed your permission. Permission? She shrieked. You don't get to talk to my daughter. When I paid support for 4 years, tried to visit, existed, I said, her tone shifted colder. If you know where she is, tell me now. Try Leela's house, I said, guessing based on timing. It's 3 blocks away. She hung up. Kayla texted, Mom's coming to get me. She's livid. Why'd you tell her? Because you're 16 and I'm not kidnapping you, I replied. But I'm here when you're ready. Ethan offered you money to disappear, didn't he? That's his fix for everything. I didn't respond. Mom's here, I have to go, but I meant it. I don't want to stay here. That was Monday afternoon. That evening, Rachel texted about a family meeting with all 4 of us to set boundaries. I said I'd consider it. Tuesday morning, Ethan's lawyer sent a letter detailing the custody modification, financial offer, and response deadline. Tuesday afternoon, Rachel's mom, my ex-mother-in-law Diane, called. We hadn't spoken in 3 years. She'd seen the documents Kayla shared and had questions about why Rachel claimed I was dead while I'd been paying support. She and her husband, Paul, wanted to know why they'd been cut out of their granddaughter's relationship with me. She invited me to their house Thursday evening at 6, saying not to tell Rachel. Now Ethan's trying to pay me off, and I'm heading to meet my ex-in-laws, unsure what's next.